Hey everybody, this is Leslie and Nanette. Let's turn this one around. Uh-oh, we countered an Twitter, silly Twitter. How are you guys doing today? I think you can see me just fine, so it's good to see you. We are back in the kitchen and we are flavoring kombucha today. How's everybody doing? Hello on Facebook over there. I see we have a couple of people. Aw, what? What's the aw for? Is that aw or is that aw? Hi, it's good to see you, Eric. Thanks for being here. Thanks everybody for hopping in on both places. I'm going to ask you just one time if you would share out with your followers on Periscope. This is not relevant on Facebook, by the way, when I do this, but on Periscope, because we're broadcasting in two places, right down here in the corner, if you would share it with your followers, I would greatly appreciate it. We are going to learn how the basics of flavoring kombucha. We're going to talk about second ferments. We're going to do all kinds of things like that. Hello, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hey Kat, it's good to see you over there on Facebook. So let me introduce myself. My name is Leslie. I have a website, gotokitchens.com. It's actually, if my hair wasn't covering it up, right here on my apron, gotokitchens.com. That was like a Yahoo commercial.
Yeah, it was.
So please, if you've not been there, go check it out. There's lots of good information there, and you can find all types of sassy links for all types of foods. Thank you so much. And I am here with Nanette, who is...
Nanette Oxiger. I am the author of Kaizen, a toolbox for cultivating optimal health. And I too have a website, nanetteoxiger.com. We'll be talking about fermenting, or your second ferment on your kombucha today, and that's one of the things that's in my book, is a whole chapter on fermenting.
I'll be right back.
The whole basis of my book is like kind of a slowdown of the aging process, and fermenting is super key to slowing down the aging process. And so we're here to show you how you can flavor up your kombucha so that you can get the taste that you're looking for.
Here's the book. Here's the book. Sorry, what's your site again? So this is Nanette, so it's just her name. This is her name. You can just, if you want to screenshot that, so it's just hername.com. Oh, good. Awesome. I love that you tried it. Hey, your daughter is in Maui. I saw that. Allie's mom. I don't know Allie's mom's name. I just know her as Allie's mom. So there you go. Yes, it's good. I love kombucha. It's amazing and good for you. I love stuff that's good and good for you. Hey, Sherry, you're here live today. Yay, Sherry. All right, you guys, let's get this party started. We're going to use all kinds of flavors today. I'm going to move the camera just a little bit. Yay. Move the camera just a little bit and down. Mind the wobble. It's like earthquake. What? What's going on? Sorry, that's my tripod. That's so funny. It's like a windy, yes. It's like a windy camera there. Sorry, we always end up cutting like off the top of your head. Okay, so let's do this. I know, wobbly.
Okay. So what we have here is a variety of berries. Berries are really good for flavoring kombucha. And then we also have some basil and mint. Those are other good herbs for flavoring your kombucha. So what I have here is, this is my kombucha from this week. So this has fermented with the SCOBY for 7 days. So let's just talk a little bit about the fermenting process. So the nice thing about making your own kombucha is that you can ferment it for as long as you feel comfortable. So my average regular kombucha, I ferment 7 days under the SCOBY, then I bottle it, and I sit it in a cabinet for another 7 days. That comes to a flavor that I'm comfortable with. So you can choose to stop the fermenting at any time. You can choose to ferment under the SCOBY for 14 days, 10 days, whatever is comfortable for you. The longer it ferments, the less sugar that's in it. So it kind of depends on what kind of sweetness you want. It will start to turn vinegary if you start getting past the 14 days. So if you want kombucha vinegar, that's a good good way to do that is go past the 14 days and then continually try it daily to make sure it gets to the point that you want it, and then stop the fermenting process by bottling it and putting it in the refrigerator.
There's no SCOBY in there now, is there?
No SCOBY. There might be SCOBY bits, but there's no SCOBY in here.
SCOBY bits.
Yes, SCOBY bits. So for flavoring, what we're going to do with this jar is we are going to do a second ferment. So it's done. We've done it at 7 days under the SCOBY, and now I've taken out the SCOBY and put it over another quart of brew, and now we're going to add to this some frozen peaches. And of course, again, you want organic fruit for your second ferment because fermenting makes the pesticides more bioavailable. So I do about 2 to 3 slices per bottle, and my brew ends up giving me 5 bottles. So you don't have, that's the nice thing about this, you don't have to be specific. You know, you can put in whatever you like.
Now, what happens to the peaches? Do you fish them out at the end, or?
When this is done, we will strain it off and bottle the brew and put it in the refrigerator.
I haven't changed, by the way, Miss Jet Setter. This is me. This is my friend Annette. We're flavoring kombucha. I know some of you that are popping in are like, who's that girl? That doesn't look like Leslie at all. We are complete opposites. So, all right, go ahead. Sorry.
So you throw in your peaches, and for this one we're going to do some mint. So you just take a bunch of mint and just throw them in there.
Minty.
And that's it. You cover it up with a towel. And
do you want me to stir it?
You can.
Splat, do you want to stir the kombucha? Yes, I do. I'm just going to poke the mint, actually.
Just put it down in there.
Poke the mint down in there. It looks, I have to tell you, it looks like we're brewing whiskey or something, quite frankly. It's like we're making something.
So once I've done this, I just cover it with a towel, put a rubber band on it, and I put it back in the cupboard. I do 3 days. They say anywhere from 24 hours to 72 hours. I like it at the 3-day mark. That's where I can taste the peaches. And it's a super nice, smooth taste with the peaches in there. So I do the full 72 hours, and then I strain it off, bottle it, and put it in the refrigerator.
So somebody asked, can you leave the SCOBY in there when you do a second ferment?
I wouldn't recommend it, just because with the second ferment and having the fruit in there, it will probably have a negative effect on your SCOBY. SCOBYs are really sensitive to anything extra in your brew other than the tea and the sugar.
Wow.
And because mint or basil have antibacterial properties, that could really damage your SCOBY. So I would
don't kill your SCOBY.
Yes, don't kill your SCOBY.
What if you don't care and you have an extra mother?
Go ahead and give it a try.
Yeah.
Let me know how it works out for you.
Experiment.
Yes.
Experiment.
You know what I like to do with my extra mothers? I grind them up, put in about a tablespoon of, gelatin, and then do a fruit leather. Oh, and some fruit. Add some fruit.
Like in the dehydrator?
Yeah, just add about this much fruit.
Does that kill the SCOBY? Does it kill the probiotic?
Not if you do it under 115 degrees.
Cool. Awesome. Interesting, right? I know.
So we're going to put this aside.
SCOBY leather
needs to do its little 3-day thing.
All right, so we have peach and mint.
So then another good combination to do as a 3-day is strawberries and basil.
Yummy.
You want to kind of muddle your strawberries a little bit. So chop them up and maybe like squish them a little to help get the flavor in there. But just same thing. Throw your basil and your strawberries that have been muddled into your brew and let them sit for 3 days.
I totally am trying that one because I love strawberry and basils.
Oh, basils? I think, yeah.
I love basils. Basils are amazing. Do you guys like basils?
Any berries that you're using, so blueberries or blackberries, to flavor your kombucha, you want to muddle them first. So that muddling is just kind of, if we took Splat and we squished them a little bit and got them all broken up. That's muddling your fruit.
That's right.
And
he likes the basils. That's right, Frank.
So then this has already been bottled, and we're just going to use juice to flavor it.
Look, this has SCOBY bits too. You see them?
SCOBY bits.
See the SCOBY bits in there? SCOBY bits. Hey, Sandy, it's good to see you. Sandy, your splat is going in the mail today. Just so you know.
So when I use juice to flavor it, you want to get the concentrated version. So you don't want sugar added, water added, any of that kind of stuff. You want to get 100% juice. Yeah. And the two good ones to do this with are the tart cherry and tart cherry, cranberry, and pomegranate. So there's 3. They all work really well with the. So one of my favorite store-bought, I did this yesterday actually, one of my favorite store-boughts is the Master Brew, and this is the tart cherry that these guys put out. But this baby right here, you like the black cherry? Yeah. So this baby right here costs like $3.50. Actually, I think they're down to $2.50 almost here, maybe closer to $3. But and this is going to cost like pennies on that. So. Yeah, this is probably closer to 50 cents by the time you've added the juice. So you're just really getting more bang for your buck by flavoring them yourself and getting what you want, because you can add as much juice or less juice depending on what your taste is. So I usually do, it's about an inch or so.
And this is about 15 ounces.
Yeah, about a couple tablespoons of juice to mine. I'm just going to go ahead and pour this in there.
Hey, by the way, everybody. Oh, that's beautiful when you did that. Hi, everybody. By the way, my name is Leslie, GoToKitchens.com. Thank you for all of you that have just popped in. Thanks for being here. This is my friend Nanette. If you're interested, all of these tips and tricks are in her book. This is her book. You can buy it on Amazon right now if you like. You can buy it from her website as well. And I just want to do a commercial there in the middle because a lot of new people have popped in. So whoever shared out and brought all your peeps, thank you so much. I don't know who did that, but somebody did. So there you go. All right. Okay, so this one I don't do a second ferment. You could if you wanted to. I don't know how beneficial that would be. So I just basically put the lid on. Do they get fizzy when you do a second ferment? Some do, some don't. Okay. It just kind of depends. Okay. I find when I put fruit or anything in there, I don't really get much fizz later by doing a second ferment. Okay. If I do plain kombucha second ferment, then I get more fizz. So it's just that easy, by the way, flavoring. So, done. This one's done. And so that just goes right in the fridge. Refrigerate it and start drinking it. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. This one, even though it has GT Kombucha's label on it, it's mine. I use their jars. I love them. Yeah. So this one I added pomegranate juice to. I just taken the label. These the labels come off of these pretty easily. So yes, we both reuse our old kombucha jars. They work really well. So if you're just starting out, go get some GT's kombucha or the Kavita and drink it up and then reuse the bottles. Yeah. They work wonderfully. They do sell kombucha bottles. You can buy them like this, these big giant, bottles. But just reuse the ones that you buy. So I know, right? I know, Frank, me too. I'm like a jarhead. Not in the sense that you're thinking. I have tons of glass bottles sitting around. It drives my husband nuts. He's like, really? Do we need more of these? Yes, they are nice and thick, and they're great. I like because they fit in my cup holders in my car. Yeah, they're the perfect size. Yeah. So I suggest if you're getting started and you don't want to go out and buy a bunch of bottles, this is an easy way to reuse. Are the brown bottles anything special? The brown bottles, there's a lot to brown or blue bottles in regards to them not being able to absorb the light, but I put my kombucha in a cupboard, so it's not out in the direct sunlight anyhow. So maybe if you're brewing out on your counter and it's in the direct light, you might want a darker bottle to brew your kombucha in, so the light isn't affecting it. Frank was asking too about using metals, specifically steel, around your kombucha, like not putting it in something metal. Have you heard anything? It's probably because it's corrosive, right?
Yeah, it's acidic. So
Yeah.
it would be acidic just like lemon juice or other vinegars. And so I personally wouldn't put it in metal.
I wouldn't either. So this brand, somebody was asking where these come from. So this brand is getting really mainstream. I'm actually finding the GT brands in the airport now, which I love. I get so excited when I'm somewhere obscure and there's kombucha. I'm like, look, there's kombucha. I get all excited.
They had kombucha in Costa Rica, in Tamarindo. It was awesome. Went to the local coffee shop and they had a local there that was making kombucha.
So this brand is actually getting pretty mainstream. So you can probably find it in your local grocery store if you want to screenshot that. You certainly can. This is just this is their gingerberry, but they make all kinds of flavors. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. It says produce felt. I don't know what that means. Yes, so but this brand is getting super mainstream. I love it. And Frank says even his kids are pointing it out. Oh, Walmart. Yeah. They're getting really super popular and getting pretty mainstream. Let's just hope that somebody like Coca-Cola doesn't buy them or something. That would be bad. I don't think they will. They're a pretty solid company.
Yeah. So this one...
I'm sorry. And by the way, let me just turn this just a little bit. By the way, just because it is at Walmart does not mean that you have to go, oh my God, it's at Walmart, which means I'm not going to buy it. Because Walmart has the stigma around it. If it's at Walmart and it's cheaper, buy it. GT's is a great brand. So far, they're very responsible. They have a beautiful story behind their brand. And it's awesome that they're infiltrating things like Walmart and King Soopers and Kroger's and Safeway and all the mainstream grocery stores and the airport and the convenience stores. So that's a great thing. So please don't be afraid of it just because it's there that it might not be good for you. So just wanted to point that out. Okay, sorry. Off my soapbox. Back to you.
And I use GTs.
Back to you.
I use GTs to start my SCOBY. So I use the plain version to start my SCOBY. It seems to be totally full of probiotics. And so it's a lovely way to get started if you don't want to go buy a SCOBY.
Yeah.
So this one has been flavored with pomegranate juice. It's really, really nice. Pomegranate juice to me is super tangy, but in the kombucha with just a couple tablespoons, it really mellows it out.
So kombucha, somebody's asking, is it juice? Kombucha is not. It's a fermented tea.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a fermented tea product. We are simply flavoring it with different flavors and fruit to give it so that it doesn't just taste like a sweet fermented tea. So it's actually going to taste more like a cherry or a ginger. Excuse me, you can put ginger in it, by the way. But but a mint peach, which is sitting right here just off of camera. You can barely see it. So that's what kombucha is. But you can make it taste more like a fruit juice when you're doing stuff, putting flavors in it. So yeah. Okay, so you're going to put some chia.
This, I'm just going to show you that you can add your own chia. So they sell them at the store with chia seeds in them. It's really easy just to add your own, and you can put as much in there or as little in there as you want. Usually about a tablespoon or two works really well. I have taken some of the kombucha, I've poured it out so that I have room for the chia, and then also to shake it up.
She's going freehand. She's not using my tablespoon. I see how you are.
So if I were to let this just sit on top, it would create like almost a barrier on there as it gelled. So you definitely do want to shake it. And then the thing about kombucha is if it's already developed, I lost the word. If it's gotten to the point that it has air in it, you definitely want to like burp it every so often so that you're not exploding your bottle. Yeah. And you want to do this several times because if it sits around for a while, it's gonna create like a pancake in there because all the chia will connect together. But once it's gotten its little gel around it and you've shaken it several times, you could then just put it in the refrigerator and it'll be fine. You just take it out and shake it up. But if you let it sit the whole time that it's gelling, it becomes a giant pancake, and then you're trying to get it out of there, and so you
So
can
if you
drink
knew
it.
you were going to drink this in the morning, let's say, and you wanted chia in it, you could put the chia in it that night before, right? And it would be ready in the morning.
Yes, as long as you took the time for the next 10 minutes or so, and on occasion just shook it up a little bit to get the chia to not stick together and create that pancake. Then once you've done that, it's gelled up, it'll be fine. Go ahead, put it in the refrigerator. The next morning, get it out, shake it up a little bit, and you're ready to go.
That's awesome. I love it.
So you've got your own chia-packed kombucha.
Chia. Sorry,
You've got,
I had to say it.
You've got your tart cherry. If you suffer from gout, this is really good for your gout. Really good.
That's right. Frank says, shake it off, Taylor Swift style. Yeah.
And then all of you that missed the first part, this is a batch of plain kombucha that we added peaches and mint to. See the peaches and mint?
Yummy.
Lovely. And then this one will sit for another 3 days, and then we'll strain it off and bottle it, and it's super delicious. I've even added a little bit of jalapeno to this version. You really gotta like jalapeno. It's not spicy, but it has like almost green pepper taste. So you really have to like that. My husband loves it that way.
That's cool.
I just like the mint and the peaches.
It's like a dude's kombucha at that
yes,
point.
he does. He loves it when it has the jalapeno in it, and for the most part, he's not a big fan of kombucha.
So what teas are good for the base? So we talked about this extensively yesterday, actually, and in the basic kombucha. Frank, where were you then? I'm just kidding. So let's move this back so you guys can see us both. I'm going to move over here just a little bit and so you can see us both. So yesterday we covered the different types of teas that you can use. It's really, you can shock your SCOBY if you're switching teas all the time. So Nanette and I were just talking about this. I love grapefruit. Love it, love it, love it. I know, that's okay. We'll talk about it now. I'm just giving you some trouble, that's all. So it is, frankly, I like, get it, frankly? Anyway, I like black tea. That's my favorite kombucha brew is black tea. She actually uses green tea. That's why hers is significantly a different color. Like if we pull mine out that I just did yesterday, it's not near ready, but if we pull mine out, you can see the major difference in color. So I use black tea. She uses green tea. But she said it took a while for her SCOBY to recognize that it was different. And so does it make the fermenting process longer?
Well, I started out with the black tea, probably did, I'd say about a good 6+ months of black tea, and then I switched over to green tea. It took my SCOBY, I'd say, probably 2 or 3 brews before it really started doing what it needed to do. So,
Moringa tea, can you use that? Do you know?
Moringa
is that a leaf tea?
Yeah, no, it's not even really a tea.
Yeah.
It's an herb.
Yeah.
I don't think that you'll get what you want out of that.
I wouldn't think so either. I would say no on that one.
You might
if you can prove us wrong, prove us wrong.
You might want to try adding moringa on as a flavoring because it does have a nice sweetness. So it might be something that you add about a teaspoon to your finished kombucha and shake it up and drink it that way. Yeah, absolutely. So half green and half black. Yes, that is probably the most popular way to do it, is to do half black and half green. I've talked to hundreds of people that do it that way. So what about yerba mate? I would say no. I don't know.
I would say no.
The SCOBYs are really sensitive.
I don't know if you could grow a SCOBY. You could, I guess, but yeah.
And if they don't like what you're brewing them in, they will misbehave. So
do you keep using the same mother SCOBY and give the babies away? What are you looking for a baby, Sarah? You guys don't go around saying I give my babies away, because that makes me look bad. Yes, so we have a contest. Actually, in Nanette's book, she gives instructions on how to grow your own SCOBY, right? So yesterday I taught you guys from this book, I taught you how to grow your own SCOBY, and I have that going right here We did this yesterday. I have this, it's black tea, by the way. We have this going right now. In 3 weeks, if we have a SCOBY, I'm gonna actually give this jar away. So somebody would have their own kombucha start right out of the go-to kitchen. So yes. So yes, Sarah, somebody's saying, I have babies you can have. So if that all works out the way that it's supposed to, then I will actually be giving that away. I know you probably want one before then, but you can grow your own. And if you buy a copy of this, you can actually learn right from that. Plus there's tons of other ferments and how to make your own personal care products. And there's all kinds of great information here. Recipes deluxe. So you tried it once, but it never took. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about my black beans that I'm sprouting right now. Yeah. We're trying sprouting black beans, but anyway, yeah.
So you guys are talking about what to do with your SCOBY, maybe.
Yes.
I peel the bottom layers off because the darker they get, they start to fade and how well they work. Mm-hmm. So as it starts to get really thick, I'll pull a couple bottom layers off. There are several things you can do with that. If you blend them up in a blender, you can use it as basically a facial peel. It'll do the same thing as those expensive facial peels that you do.
It's full of antioxidants.
Yeah, it's full of antioxidants
and C.
And the acids in it.
Yeah.
So it will turn your skin a little red like an acid peel, but it's way more healthy for doing an acid peel.
For sure. Don't do acid peels, by the way. Don't do them. They're so bad for you. Have a huge SCOBY hotel going right now. Not sure what to do with them. Perfect topic. Yes. Is that in the book? Is that tip in the book with the...
No.
Okay.
No, you're only getting these today. So then the other thing with your SCOBYs is blend them up in the blender, add a couple cups of fruit to them, and add a tablespoon of gelatin. And then if you have a dehydrator, lay them flat in the dehydrator. I probably use parchment paper so that you can easily peel it and dehydrate it. It usually dehydrates overnight and makes a wonderful fruit leather. Super wonderful fruit leather.
And then you can sneak it to your kids.
Yes.
Probiotic fruit leather.
Yes. It's
Hello.
awesome.
That's amazing tip. That's an amazing tip. You guys heard it first right here. So now you know, Chastity, what to do with all those SCOBYs in your hotel. Somebody the other day was showing their SCOBYs and they had like a jar like this size and it was fully layered with SCOBYs in it. And she's like, I don't know what to do with all these. She didn't want to throw them away because she felt like that they were alive.
If you dry them in the sun or in a dehydrator, they make great dog treats too. Dogs like to chew on them.
Cool. That's a cool tip too. Yep. Somebody this morning was talking about that they had a SCOBY that had dried and their kids thought that it was a pig ear, like a pig's ear.
Yeah.
And they didn't want their dog eating that, so they threw it away. And she was like, no! She's all sad.
It's okay.
Have you ever done kombucha shots or drinks adding vodka or tequila? That the alcohol would kill the probiotic. I mean, you could, but it would just be a flavor at that point. The alcohol would kill it.
Yeah, one of the girls I work with likes to add it to beer. She says it's delicious. I've never tried it, but that's like her favorite way to drink her kombucha.
Ah, that's cool. Sprouting beans is like a hot topic right now. I don't even know where I came up with it, but I wanted to sprout some black beans, but that's off this topic. But I do want to talk about kombucha replacing bad habits. So you guys know, and I'm going to lose like half my audience when I say this, but don't leave. Just hear me out. But you guys know that I am not a huge fan of daily alcohol drinking. I'm not a huge fan of daily alcohol intake into your body because it is damaging to your cellular structure. And as a cancer survivor, I can tell you the first question that the medical doctors will ask you is, how much alcohol do you drink? So this is what I want to say about kombucha. Kombucha for me replaced a sweet tea habit. This has just been like, I don't know, it hasn't even been that long. It's been like 4 or 5 months now that I kicked my sweet tea habit with kombucha. And so I replaced a negative habit with a positive habit in my health, and it's made a huge difference in my health. It's been phenomenal. My energy levels are at an all-time high, higher than when I had it in my 20s. So I want to encourage you, thank you so much. I want to encourage you that if you have a negative behavior like drinking, let's say you drink red wine every night. okay? It is, a lot of that comes from it being a ritual base in your life. So you have a ritual that you do every night. You sit down and you have a glass of wine. I want to challenge you, instead of doing that, filling your wine glass with something like this. Maybe you do half and half or something for a little while. I don't know. Maybe you have half a glass of wine and half a glass of kombucha. And then you keep changing those margins until you're to a full glass of kombucha. So I want to challenge you. There are a lot of flavors that have a nice stout taste like beer has. So I want to encourage you to start replacing those. So instead of doing it in a wine glass, maybe you get yourself some kombucha bottles that look like a beer bottle, and you start replacing that habit. Oh, cool. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Sherry. So you start replacing old habits with good habits, but because it's a ritual in your life, because it is something that you look forward to, instead of using something that is actually toxic in your cellular structure, using something that is great for your cellular structure. We discussed this yesterday, but in a lot of countries, when you have cancer, in some countries, not a lot, in some countries, they actually prescribe a fermented drink. Like, you get a holistic doctor and you get a medical doctor, and they say, the holistic doctor says, okay, we're changing your diet and we're adding a fermented drink, and it's very close to kombucha. And that's, as soon as you're diagnosed with cancer, that happens. So just keeping that in mind, if you're changing out old habits for new habits, if you have old rituals, making new rituals with drinks like this make a huge difference in your health. However, having said all that, be careful with the amount of kombucha you drink at night, because it makes my brain fire on, and I'm like, woohoo, let's do something. So I like to drink it about mid-morning, actually, for me, and it sets me up for my work day. So just being a little careful about that, and not wanting to stay awake all night. So I know that is healthcare. I agree. So those are just my thoughts around that. So yes.
And start slow. Please start slow, because it had a really super detoxifying effect on myself.
Me too.
And it basically feels almost like you're having a urinary tract infection for some people, just because it's cleaning all that out and it's taking it through your bladder. And so you really need to start out slow and work yourself up.
Yeah, I thought actually that I had gotten food poisoning. I wasn't vomiting, but I had a little bout of diarrhea for about 2 days. And so, and then I realized, oh my gosh, I felt fine, but it was just, this was the kombucha cleaning out my system and going through. A lot of people might experience like a breakout, either like in sensitive places like your face or your chest or your butt. I've had people contact me and they're like, I have a breakout on my butt. Do you think it's the kombucha? And I'm like, maybe.
Flu-like symptoms.
Headaches.
Flu-like symptoms.
Yeah. But that's temporary. It's totally temporary.
It is. It's just your body's flushing out all those toxins that are in the cells, because the kombucha is very detoxifying. The glucuronic acid in there will pull all those toxins out of your body, and so as they're going out of your body, they're having a negative effect on you.
Yeah. But again, it's totally temporary. Get past the effects, and I promise you, it is a gateway into energy, into health, into vibrance, into anti-aging. It's a really, really great process for your body to experience. Somebody just asked, how often do you drink it? I drink it every day. So I've heard some people getting tiny little high for a few minutes who tried it the first time. I get a high from it, but it's not like that. It's not like you think like you've generated high like from alcohol or something like that. It actually just I call it firing my brain on. It just like turns my brain on. It's like, yeah, I got to do something. I want to do something. My brain is like, woo. So yeah. What about you? Have you heard that before?
No, it still has caffeine in it, so I'm sensitive to caffeine. So like Leslie, I have to drink it in the morning. If I drink it in the afternoon, I can be laying awake all night, so I do have to watch how much I drink and at what times I drink it.
There's still caffeine in green tea, by the way. A lot of people think about that because it's green, it doesn't have caffeine. Although I did share a trick yesterday to eliminate some caffeine out of your tea bags. And if you want to see that, go watch the replay from yesterday. I'll tell you my secret. Because I'm going to put that on my blog post about kombucha. So thank you guys. I see a couple of people following me. Thank you so much. Seeing this made me scream. I want to learn how to make kombucha. Oh, that's awesome. Good.
Yes, and post your experiences because I love to see that.
Yeah, under 115. So she's saying what temperature to cook the leather. So sorry, there's a lot of comments there.
Yes, 115 or below.
Hi, Leslie.
Because you don't want to kill off the bacteria. I mean, you can do it hotter, but you're going to kill off the probiotics.
I love your name, Aspiring for More. That's amazing. Hey, Marcy, it's good to see you live on here today, by the way. I missed you. I'm so glad you're back. All right, you guys, we are going to fly out of here. It's Kombucha Talk is over. So here on Facebook, you guys stick with me over here on Periscope. On Facebook, thank you guys so much for being here. There will be links to buy the book right below, links to my website, links to her website. Thank you guys so much for being here. Go drink some kombucha. All right, you guys on Periscope. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, my name is Leslie. Go to kitchens. Let me get my hair out of the way. GoToKitchens.com is the website. So please go check it out. Please consider becoming a VIP. It's absolutely free. It gives you great access to myself. That's where I answer most questions, is in that VIP Facebook page. She's there as well. She's answering questions a lot, especially about fermenting week this week. So you guys, please consider going. She also has a newsletter that you can sign up for. Great information. I just got mine in my mail this morning, and I read it while I was on the treadmill. And and so you guys, please go consider checking it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. And this is her book, and this is the website. Her name, if you want to screenshot that, .com. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for being here, you guys. Thanks for all the hearts. Yeah, so, okay, good question. Thank you for asking that, Pearl Street. So if you go and sign up to become a VIP, it's going to ask you to confirm your email address. You confirm your email address, you get a link right back to you in your email, and that will give you a free book, How to Fall in Love with Your Kitchen and Yourself, and it's going to give you a link to the Facebook page. If for some reason that gets pushed to spam, you need to make sure that GoToKitchens is, that the email address that you're accepting from that. And then the other thing is that my newsletter that comes out every other Sunday morning actually has a link to the Facebook page as well. So bye, Sandy. Thanks for being here. All right, you guys, I am out of here. I will be back here on Monday at noon Mountain Time. Next week, we are doing makeovers. We are doing recipe makeovers, pardon me. Talking too much, taking in too much air. It's adorable. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. So yes, Nanette, I still can't add you to Facebook. Sarah's saying that. I still can't add you to Facebook.
Oh, my Facebook is all junked up, and for some reason people can't add me.
Uh-oh.
But if you message me on email, I can add you. So it's
Frank, we can't wait to see it.
NanetteOxiger.com.
So next week we're doing recipe makeovers. We are doing mac and cheese, we're doing French fries, we're doing pizza, all the junk food. We are making it over and making it good for you. So I will be back here next week showing you those tips and tricks. If you've been on the VIP page, you saw a sneak preview of a recipe that I just finished perfecting, and I can't wait to share it with you. It's so good. So I will see you guys next week at noon Mountain Time. I'll be around on the weekend here and there. If I don't see you, have a fabulous Valentine's Day, and then I'll see you the day after, and you can tell me all the details. No, don't. All right, see you guys. Thank you, Sarah. Bye.